pick, they had it, and they didn't do it.
They really want that Fizz, don't you?
It would have, like, they had guaranteed counter pick, so they could have waited until it was locked in and ensured that they could get that. And Corn's Fizz is one of the most banned champions against Corn.
Well, let's see if your wishes come true here in Game 5, Kobe.
As Peter said, like, he's in such a defensive mindset, and it has showed that this is not working out for them. This defensive, scared mindset, maybe it's nerves, maybe it is that stage. Game 5, it's only going to get worse for him.
Yeah.
There's only more pressure.
It is as well, all or nothing at this point. You can almost forget those last games coming into this one. Treat it as a best of one and do your thing. They banned Twisted Fate. So one way, counter pick, another way, ban that Twisted Fate out and stop Cool getting his hands on it.
That's what us old guys did back in 2010 when we encountered Twisted Fate and didn't know what to do against it.
Right.
Once again, though, focus on InSec here.
Rise is available. Will OMG ban it? Will they let Kayle? Not that great on it, honestly. So there we go. Okay, this has left the option, and they can't let Gogoing have Rise. Kayle's locked it in. What will OMG do to respond? They've got the choice of really anything here. The Janna's on the table. Lucian, of course, for San. Big, important champion for him. What will they focus?
I see
Zidian as well, don't forget.
I could very well see a Janna Lucian focus. Interesting that they're going to stick with their jungle, though, with banning out 2 jungles and first picking another one, as they've done, targeting InSec over and over again. They want him to be uncomfortable, and they want to try and take advantage of his forward-pushing plays.
I was going to say...
They can't decide. They want both.
If you're going to ban out Twitch, surely you've got to take that Lucian in first pick, because Uzi's going to be just as comfortable on that one. They decide to switch back, though, and take Janna here along with Kha'Zix on their first round, which means that Kayle are going to have his hand on Rise, which he's 5-1 with so far in the World Championship.
Or Corn. It is
Corn.
Yeah, it is a flex pick for them. Interesting decide to go with it, though.
Yeah, you're showing your hand very early there, and it will, of course, mean that is Rise in the mid lane, Maokai in the top, and of course Uzi gets his hands on Lucian, which forces a potential Corki to come out for San.
Now, does Gogoing really want to go with a Rumble again towards the top lane into this Maokai?
Well, we're going to find out, and that is the first one that's hovered and locked in from the second round of picks. Obviously listening there, Kobe, and saying, yes, Kobe, that's exactly what we're going to do. Rumble locked in for Gogoing in Game 5. We looked at him at the start of this one and said, this is the man for OMG that could carry them to a World Championship final. And he's going to be running Rumble here as Corki is also locked in for San. No real surprise on that front, but what do Royal Club now go with to finish off this lineup?
It's not Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz support, I don't think so. Thresh is there.
So yeah,
Thresh.
Will the jungle be InSec on Fiddlestick?
According to Crepo, the fans have already won. The fans won this game.
The Janna,
both Janna and Thresh have been locked in. OMG once again, mid-game focus. They've got the Rumble, they've got the Corki. We've seen this play out so many times. Trying to force those dragon fights and take advantage of it.
Don't make me go on Jarvan. I want Fiddlesticks. It worked. I won on it. Don't make me go on Jarvan.
So, this is really difficult, though, because OMG have done such a good job of controlling vision around the objectives before they take them. It is difficult to go with that Fiddlesticks against long range.
Oh! Holy cow. Pantheon in the jungle, Kobe.
Want to hear that Spartan chant that we got at All-Stars from the French
I know
crowd.
Chipso Noir would be absolutely loving it right now.
Okay, so early ganking pressure. That is the name of the game for Pantheon. Let's see here. It also gives them engage. The only problem here is that you already have InSec, a guy who has a tendency to engage without the rest of his team, a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Pantheon enables that. Pantheon is the enabler for InSec here. This could very well be some really deep engages. This is one of the champions that you have to coordinate more heavily with your team than almost any other jungler on your engages. And it's going to be very difficult for this team, who relies very heavily on those pings and the small phrases in either English or Chinese to communicate. However, it can turn out really well because both Maokai and Ryze have CC that they can start off a Pantheon gank with. So if it's normal lanes here, this could be devastating for them early game.
And I'll argue with you as well when you say he's one of the most, that you need coordination with. I'd argue that Fiddlesticks is right up there, with him as well, which has worked out already for Royal Club. But we are going to see the man drops of InSec in this game. Orianna was the final pick here for OMG for Cool in the mid.
All right, so if Royal Club can get an early lead with this squad, then it looks very good for them. However, we'll see if they can actually do that, because typically Maokai going with the Rod of Ages, as well as Ryze having to stack up. Mid-game focus from OMG means they've pretty much got the cards and the keys to go with towards that mid-game, and we'll see if they can pressure it enough.
InSec's not played Pantheon throughout the entire summer.
Yeah.
So this is very much a do-or-die tactic, I feel, coming out from him. And you can see him talking to his team. He's like, no, but this can work, guys.
Said he got to pull out all the stops, game 5. Pantheon's got the stop.
Take it to the Worlds. That's what you got to do.
Well, we wondered as well at the end of their quarterfinal game where he left Lee Sin open and took Jarvan, worked out for them. Now he brings Pantheon, for me, a more high-risk champion. We'll see if we can do it again.
Massive, massive risks, ladies and gentlemen. Which team do you think will meet Samson White in the World Championship Final next week? Tweet us #SHRWin or OMGWin to @LoveLing Sports, and we'll check out the results. This is the one that counts, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final 5th game of the series. What an epic clash it's been so far. Who will take victory here in Seoul?
Absolutely no idea is the real answer to that one. Royal Club sat here on the blue side, and OMG, of course, who have fought their way back in this game. They were down 2-1, picking up game 4. We said it's going to be hard for, I think, either of these teams really to win 2 games in a row, and it looks like we might be having some level 1 craziness all over again.
I mean, it's risky. You got to think of it. The Pantheon could jump on your stun. You could have a Rune Prison stun. You could have a Twisted Advance stun. You could have a hook. Oh, but Uzi almost caught in the pit there. They didn't go for it. They do find them out. But OMG, we've seen the Janna, Howling Gale, catching 5 members in previous matches. We've had some epic level 1s. And the crowd here, they are very much for OMG, it seems.
Back to where it all began. That blue buff in the game 1. Now they've moved on, though. Counter invade here, see if they can get the vision down. Scrying orb used, or excuse me, the sweeper used to clean nothing here. They want to get that deep ward down, try and see where the lane matchup will go, but it's very dangerous to walk in blind. And by the way, Pantheon does not want to start his W. That would definitely suck for his early jungle. But if you get that kill, sometimes, if you know you're going to get multiple picks with it, sometimes it can be worth it as long as someone helps you very, very well with your first buff and makes sure that you're going to get to that level 2.
OMG sticking around. They've got those 3 wards at the blue. It looks like they want to go for it. Star and Royal Club look to be doing the same down the bottom, so I think it's going to be a simple trade for these, although nothing's ever simple, it seems, at level 1 for these 2 teams.
Well, that's the very definition of how this has gone. Has been anything but simple so far. And there is blue buff start for OMG on Royal Club side, and a mirror image on the bottom side of the map as well. They did send Cool to lane early on, so Korn, a couple of CS to be catching up on here with that rise.
Well, it is going to be a fairly calm start. No 3 buff. Both teams went with a safe start. Jungler invade with where their dual lane is going. And in the game 5, when everything's on the line, that's how you want to start out the game. We'll see, because a devastating combo, Pantheon and Maokai early. You always have to worry about mid lane roams.
Picking on mid, yeah, they're going for it.
He's got that level 2, so he could get that stun. Cool, not extended too far yet. How patient are they?
Oh,
not very patient.
Not very patient. Korn actually, though, will get in range and blows the flash. It's Ghost for flash traded there between the mid laners.
All right, Korn, might be a little trigger happy there. Ryze starts ghosting at you level 2. You're gonna back off. But they do at least trade cooldowns and flash much higher cooldown than Ghost. So a slight win for Royal Club, although it did give away position of the jungler, allowing LoveLing to know of InSec's early moves.
No buddy system for OMG. It means Gogoing second. Some serious damage. He's dead, surely. No, Uzi doesn't follow up, doesn't choose to dive.
Teleport is down. His teleport is down from the early lane swapping, though. So he's going to have to walk all the way back to lane. And once again, this is Uzi. He always fast shoves. He does not freeze. They're trying to push it quickly. It's going to be a lot of CS missed for Gogoing here. However, we haven't even had Kola try and get into lane. He's just been double jungling safe here with InSec.
Yeah, this turret is going down here as well. Surely San joined by LoveLing. Cloud was there with him this entire time. That turret's going to go down bottom.
Can they catch Gogoing on the way back?
Gonna happen. Yeah, Gogoing's walking down. That could be super dangerous for him here. Actually, he's going to move through, and there is the hook from Zero. Flay will mean the Cola's there, will mean the Insect's there, and Gogoing is surely on his way out of this one. The spear, not quite enough, but it's still going. There it is, though. It is InSec on Pantheon to get first blood.
First blood for InSec on Pantheon. Gonna get going very early. You said this early game was gonna be huge for him, and he says to Gogoing here, this is Seoul. This is my home country. Maybe playing on a Chinese team, but he's taking first blood, and he's gonna take this early game.
So a good start for Star and Royal Club, and for InSec in particular. Surprises with that Jarvan pick over Lee Sin in their last best of 5 in the quarterfinals against EDG. And he surprises here as well against OMG with a Pantheon coming into the 5th and final game, the World Championship final game for both of these teams. Risky, but well, if there's ever a way to do it in style, it's with a Pantheon picking game 5.
So a little bit of movement from OMG. Trying to set up down the bottom. It is a lane switch around. It seems that we will finally get Uzi versus San. You guys at home voting. You are siding with OMG, and why not? They've looked good. Despite the, obviously, Game 3 going against them, they were looking very much in a commanding position and obviously dominated Game 4. But this time around, it's a good start for Star Royal Club.
However, even though Royal Club got first blood, OMG were taking the top turret at that time, so they answered the gold, and they left the top turret, went lane shoving against them. So it's going to put Kola in a really tough spot versus Gogoing here. He's already playing level 2 Maokai into level 3 Rumble, and the lane shoving against him, it's going to be pretty easy here for Gogoing to soak up a big CS lead, and then it's very dangerous for Kola to overextend. That's why both junglers on this top side, let's see if they can actually draw in that bush counter gank and take advantage. Here comes Pantheon with his double longswords after that first blood. So InSec will have extra combat potential. However, he's been seen.
Yep, LoveLing on that side of the map. They are pinging though. They just pinged Rumble, but
they saw InSec.
Yeah, I think they did as well.
Yeah, he's got a ward in that bush, so they know that he's just left down the river. That means they know that Kola's on his own right now. We'll see whether he sticks around deep on this one, because I think... Oh, he's seen... But he's a long way away from home here. He's going to catch on Twister advance. There's the void spikes. He's got flash to get over the top here, but will they follow through? He's going to go straight into InSec, who quickly puts the...
tries to shoo away the bug. Shoo away. Woo. All right, so the big difference here between the starts, the first blood money was all funneled onto InSec. So it's all about, can InSec actually make another big play early? Whereas the goal to spread out here for OMG due to taking the turret, and their experience was focused on the Gogoing. Can they get Gogoing to level 6 earlier and bring him down for a dragon fight? Basically, it's the early game plan here for OMG.
Well, there's an invade going on once again. OMG after taking that blue buff at level 1.
The blue switch
for it as well. Yeah, Royal Club going to do the same on that bottom side. InSec pinging. He's on the way to that blue. There is Cool getting the blue buff on the other side. Corners now come around as well. So it should be a simple trade to come out from this one. That's a good little Howling Gale out of Cloud.
Well, the Collapsing though, they could come around. This could be a 4v2. And you're already seeing Cloud backing away, but Sam's stuck here. Valkyrie's already been used. It's on a cooldown. He's no way out of this one. He's going to go down. Teleport being used. Gogoing joining the party. They're coming down the river as well. They're going to try and catch out InSec. He will be the first man. Uzi's coming around the side. InSec's in trouble. He's going to get cleaved down. Cool gets on towards him. They're trying to get away. They're fleeing through the tower. They get themselves a kill onto Cloud. Oh, lovely. Lovely just gets popped. Uzi gets it a defensive equalizer, and Starhorn Royal Club get away with the advantage.
This is ridiculous. Royal Club, even with the two tier champions, the two stacking champions, they're all about that fast tempo. The fast pace is the way they play the game. They don't even let OMG build Rumble to level 6 before forcing this fight. He teleports in and barely gets it at the end of this fight. It was even a little bit late teleport from Cola, but he was able to get the Lantern out and then a beautiful re-engage off the back of what? Another death sentence. So, here's the start out of the tower dives. Death sentence number 1, landed from 0, and they go for it. Able to lock him down. InSec's going to funnel that kill over to Korn, actually, which is great for the team. Good roam from Cool and LoveLing, able to cut off the escape. Since they only have to give up InSec here, the rest of the team knows they have to get out the other side. And Uzi doesn't take the Lantern. He leaves it for Cola, so he doesn't get trapped under the turret. 0 again. Another great death sentence. All the Rumble ultimate did there, coming in a little bit late, was clear out the minion waves.
Crazy start to this one as well. Game 5, almost 10 minutes in. And it's Starhorn Royal Club that have got the early advantage. And the scary thing, I think, if you look down that entire scoreboard and you look at Uzi, the man that everyone was looking at from Royal Club to carry this game for them, is 2-0-1 with 20 CS more than his opposite number. Sat with an Infinity Edge. Oh, not quite. Getting a little bit ahead of myself there. Got BF Sword and Pickaxe. He's going to have his Infinity Edge soon, though, Cope.
Bucking the trend, though, against the rest of the tournament. You just heard Trevor, of course, give the stats saying Red Side's always been in the advantage, but Uzi swinging that one around, and like you mentioned, he is going to get that Infinity Edge before the Trinity Force, it looks like. San falling quite far behind. LoveLing.
Oh, God.
Oh, they know he's there. Death Sentence is coming your way, buddy.
InSec coming in as well. There he is.
Yeah, he's surely dead from this one. Actually,
still
flashed away. Oh, no. There's the spear. InSec digs that one into the back of his skull, and that will be his second kill. And guess what? He can back away and get a dragon.
InSec crushed level 6, and he kicks another one into the well. They're going to force this dragon. Rumble, though.
Equalizer and Shockwave still available.
They
can try and come in. This is a tricky, tricky dragon. A dangerous one. Howling Gale comes through. There's the Equalizer. Catches them all out. They're in pits in there. Dragon will go to Starhorn Rosa. Are they going to land it on towards the Shockwave? No, he didn't catch anyone. Cool gets pounced on. InSec chases. It's Cool getting caught out. Room Prison down. Cool gets himself a kill but cannot get away. It's a brutal battle once again. A 2 for 2, but the dragon to Royal Club.
Another big win for Royal Club. They were able to separate, and InSec was able to use his crit with the spear to get the dragon low enough for Smite just in time. They were able to split up there and then re-engage as Gogoing fully committed to that fight. San got chunked out, and San had to bail on that with Corki.
Yeah, and that leaves San now 30 CS behind. Completely outmatched in kills and assists, and he also gave 2 kills to Korn on Rise, who's got a pre-12-minute Rod of Ages with his tier stacking up as well.
And by the way, this Rise is one of Cola's best champions on this, so they're very happy to have him carrying. Corn! Ah! Corn! Ah! Corn syrup inside of Cola. Huh?
See,
never mind.
Pretty deep, pretty deep. Don't think anyone got out because you didn't mean it. Korn, though, doing a great job and actually rising to the occasion in this best of 5 series.
Ah, there you go.
He has been fantastic. I didn't actually mean that.
Pile them all up.
What I meant was he's been doing very well in this series. He's someone that we were calling out, but Gogoing, he's trapped. 0 coming in. There's the Lantern. Here's an Uzi. They're flying on to Gogoing.
There's the play. Should land into an easy hook, and it will be. Uzi going over to Uzi. No. Cola stalling.
You might be fired after that. You don't give the kill over to Uzi. They're going to collapse.
He's going to go in towards it. 0's going to be the target. In comes San and Cloud. That's going to be 0 down. Can they turn on more? They're going to go in. InSec tries to pounce. LoveLing has to get the defense from Cool as Korn was coming around the side. These teams really want to trade. 8-4, just 13 minutes into this game.
Well, they're going to shove on mid here. They do have position.
Yeah, it's only really Uzi that can do anything about that corner, just backed away to get a hold. Oh, he's doing it! Mad drop coming in as well! Can they lock this one down? No! OMG getting themselves out. It did, however, burn a heal from San and a flash.
Flash from Cool, yeah.
That's definitely worthwhile. Double summoners just for a Pantheon ult, and InSec didn't take any return damage. Definitely well played. Do they even make cola with corn syrup in Korea? That's must be an American thing, I think.
What the rest
people don't,
is on that
People
one.
have no idea what I was talking about, probably.
We'll have to check Koki Sports after it and see exactly how. I'm not sure they're going to release the recipe for you, though, buddy. Gogoing, though. He's not going to fancy duel in 0. He got caught out last time in that one. And there was backup support. Corno is going to clear out this pink ward that was just placed. It's something that OMG have been doing very well throughout this series. They always carry those pink wards around with them. They always get that vision down. But right now, looking at the mini-map, it's very much Starhorn Royal Club that have the vision control, pushing forward on OMG.
Which is a total change from the previous 2 games as well. Looking good for them. It's amazing what these 5-10 minutes between games can really do to a team, that they can change things up so drastically.
Well, Royal Club are just a completely different team with a lead early than they are with a deficit early. If they don't have the map control to get that vision early, they don't want to even take the risk to go out there and place those wards. It's not a team like Shield that can actually still keep up their vision when behind. Royal Club, they play completely differently. Now that they're ahead, though, making decent use. At least they do have the vision around River warded up.
This top lane could be a tricky situation. Cool's coming up there. Yeah. Oh, it takes a cooling already. Twisted advance. Cola's gone way too early on this one. Zero comes in. Teleport coming down. Going with the equalizer. Cool's already dropped down, though. They try and get the damage on Zero. Hooked in. LoveLing will get the kill. Will he get the reset? Hasn't got the wings involved, so he's not going to be able to pounce away from this one. Cola's going to follow along with Uzi. The shield comes down. Cool goes in. Gets himself the finisher. And now Gogoing's in trouble. Sam's joining him, but he doesn't want to get involved in this rumble because Gogoing is going down on the tower. And that will be another objective gain for Royal Club. They are very much in command now with a 6,000 gold lead and maybe another turret.
And that was all with InSec following up. He was not involved in this dive at all. That was pure Uzi and Cola starting this one out. Cola with the early flash over to start this one. And the re-engage using the lantern, bringing Uzi back in for this kill. Look at this early start. Okay, Cola's able to get the snare just barely outside of tower range. And then they bring Uzi past the tower as well with the lantern. They just worked around this tower so ridiculously well. The only thing is, they didn't have that much backup when they started this. So it's on pure 2v2 talent that they finished this one off. And a beautiful flash by Korn over the knockup of Janna into range to get his Q off and secure the kill. Then InSec follows up finally, running all time to catch up.
Cool's dead.
Well,
InSec
that is true, Joe.
That is true. Captain Obvious to the rescue there, but that leaves them in a bit of a sorry state now. I mean, we're talking 6,500 gold. It's going to be 7,500 in a few moments because this middle outer turret's going down. They're pinging the bottom inner turret now as well. It's Uzi that's pushing that up, and Royal Club are walking all over OMG here.
Head in hands there for Cool. They knew he just made a big mistake, and Starhorn Royal Club are in danger of snowballing this game very much out of control. Dragon spawn. OMG should not get involved in this one. This has got to go to Royal Club. They have to sit back and absorb the pressure right now, despite the fact they have this mid-game spike. It's just not working for them. Royal Club, they've skipped the spike. They've got a commanding rise right now at 306. They've got a big Maokai. Pantheon, for crying out loud, is at 424. 307 for Uzi. They are very much in control. The driving seat is theirs, and they're driving it straight over OMG.
All the stops, D-Man, bringing out the Pantheon here. For InSec, able to get that spark for the early game for Royal Club. That is so imperative to their play style. They have one speed, and it's a very quick speed that they run at. Plus, we also have to shout out Korn here. We wanted him to step up, and he did it on something that we weren't exactly expecting from him. You know, in the regular season, a lot of times they give Rise over to Cola, but then at Worlds, they've made it a flex pick, and both of the guys have been using it, and Korn has really been performing on it this time around compared to the last couple games with the previous champions. Now that he's a Fed Rise, moving towards the late game, they've jumped over that mana building phase, and he will be a beast late on.
Yeah, I mean, they're approaching a sub-20 minute 10,000 gold lead. That's how far They are ahead of this one. There's a blue buff. Again, going into the hands of Korn. Let's have a look down some of the other items as well. The Rod of Ages obviously came out earlier along with that Infinity Edge for Uzi, who's, well, sat on 307, got 40 CS more than his lane opponent, and is probably going to be getting that Static Shiv out here pretty damn soon. Other side though, San does have his Trinity Force, but I'm not sure that really OMG can match up to the damage across the board that Royal Club have. Their kills are spread so nicely.
It's poised. He wants the man drop on someone. I think they're expecting someone to come around towards that blue buff area instead. It's not going to happen. Cool was the potential target. They know that the pink ward was there. They will clear it out. And really, Star and Royal Club booking the trend here. Remember, they've lost the last two best-of-5 series versus OMG. If you looked yesterday, of course, Samsung White did the same against Samsung Blue, despite losing 3-1 twice against their sister team. They booked that trend and got themselves a place in the final. Can Starhorn Royal Club do the same here? Blue buff will go across the Cool. That's very important at this early stage because he is hurting right now and he needs every little help he can get.
Yeah, if OMG are going to pull this game back, then it has to be with really strong terrain control. Their team relies 100% on these AoE ultimates from their solo laners. They have to control this terrain. If they use a funnel in jungle, if they use one of these pinch points, then they can still pull off an AoE combo. But they have to be worried constantly about Royal Club picking them off. With this Pantheon, InSec can join anybody else who gets a pick very, very quickly.
Posturing around Baron here, trying to get control of that. There is a ward inside the Death Bush though, so for all their efforts, Royal Club were still spotted there by the OMG ward. Far too early for Baron, you'd expect, at least.
Yeah, maybe.
Talking two Chinese teams here, so maybe they would be drawn into that at this stage, but I somehow doubt it in Game 5 for the World Championship semi-final. It just doesn't make sense to me that that would happen. Meanwhile, Royal Club moving in towards an inner turret. This will be the first one of the game. OMG are going to have to loop around the back way because they've got no vision inside of their own jungle.
Not sure they can defend this one. It's a risky move coming around to go try and forcefully get in front, but they have held them away right now. Korn's looking to try and come around the side. LoveLing, did he just hit his stealth there? I think he did.
That's going to be crucial for the team fight.
Death sentence not quite landed from Zero. This is buying time for Gogoing in the bottom lane to get that tower. They need the gold, but they really need to hold on to this inner turret. And this is a risky time for OMG. They could quickly
dive.
Snowball out of control.
Watch InSec charge his ulti. Good job, cameraman. They love me now. Turret does
just not on replays. Just not on replays. And well, in the end, they don't even need the man. Yeah, that TP actually. Gogoing backing away, and Kayle says, guess what, Gogoing, we're going to party down bottom. There is the rest of the team. The man drop goes up in the air. Gogoing going to take a different route, but that brings him right in line with Korn, and there are three of them, whichever way he goes, that are going to help take him down. Slowly, but surely.
He's trying to draw San away, draw them away to buy time for San in that mid lane along with Cool, but this is risky because Zero and Uzi are ready and waiting to pounce Cool. Just around the side, here they go. San has the Valkyrie away. Zero and Uzi follow. Cool caught out. Korn goes in. InSec pounces. Korn catches on and Kayle gets the kill. Now LoveLing has to leap away. And just like that, Star on Royal Club, there's traps all across the map and they keep springing them.
And forward march. Royal Club right up the mid lane now. They're going to be able to push this one, and they're even going behind the turret.
OMG have to back away, this turret's gone!
LoveLing, he's dead as well! And wow, Royal Club just coming up big here when it really counts. The minion wave comes through as well, and that means inner turret number 2 for them from the mid lane. Bottom lane not quite pushing in their favor, but I imagine they're sat on quite the chunk of gold to spend.
The biggest thing for me with this game is the fact that it's not all about Uzi. The whole team is stepping up when it counts. It is all working out for Royal Club, and they really are delivering. Kayle going up big. InSec, he's pulled out so many champions. We're not sure what the hell he's going to play next. If he gets to the final, maybe he's going to play something completely crazy. Who knows? But Korn, what a man. What a delivery he's really done. Picking that rise up. Finally snuck through the pick and ban phase. And really, he is delivering. Fantastic Orianna earlier on as well in Game 3. Starhorn Royal Club surely have 1 foot in the finals right now. Looking InSec is not quite ready to man drop, but they're certainly moving in. The bottom inner turret looks to be the focus along with the Dragon for Royal Club, whereas OMG, they are sneaking up to Baron, but there's a pink ward there. LoveLing will find it.
Well, if there's a place to turn this game around, it is around Baron.
Yeah.
OMG, if they can get a couple of wards in all those little cracks and use that fog of war to their advantage, and they turned around Baron, would be the way for them to get right into this. They do have, as we said, great area control. Their potential inside the Baron pit is immense. Rumble plus Orianna could destroy a whole team.
InSec is getting ready again on the flanks. Here we go. Here comes the drop from InSec.
Corn's coming in.
OMG going up to the other side. What are they going to do about this one? Gogoing actually fighting Corn on the top side. Here comes the rest of Star and Royal Club. What can they do? They're going for Cloud. It's a deep twist and advance to get that kill. Can they keep going on it? Cool trying to slow them down, but Cole keeps chasing.
Cole's going to try and run
Zero's around the outside.
Can he slow them down? The hook! Gogoing comes out. Zero goes mid for his team. Is it enough? Yes, it is! Sandlock though! He's in trouble! They managed to catch out Cole as well! And so far it's a 3v1. OMG are just fleeing now! They can't do a thing against Royal Club!
Oh, LoveLing. Yeah, he's got to jump. We're all good. Can survive that one. Wow.
The calm after the storm.
Yeah.
They've just destroyed OMG here, and they again have control of this map. All they have to do, let's take a look at this one. How did Corn get into this spot?
He was in the top lane at the start. He just simply strolled on down there.
You see how strong he is though. This Rise, having that good of an early game, this Rise is immense. 2 versus 1, he chunks out Rumble, makes him a non-factor in this fight. And then Zero, as you said, flanking around the backside, gets a hook, is gonna cost him his life. And since that Shockwave was landed by Cool, it won't be more follow-up than it was, but they still traded an extra kill for Zero's life.
Split fighting from OMG, caught out, unpositioned. Meanwhile, Star and Royal Club ticking on all cylinders here. InSec's leaps have been on point. He's 6-2-6. And you know what? He's not all damage. He's got his Randian's Omen. He's built correctly. And this is very much Royal Club looking at that final for a second occasion for at least Uzi and the name Royal Club, but of course it's more Uzi and 4 new members once again.
Yeah, last year they had the raise the puppy strategy, get him to that mad dog status. This year he's got a whole new team of puppy trainers, and they're actually the ones, you know, pulling the weight here. It's not just Uzi and friends this time around. The rest of the team for Royal Club has showed up especially well in this Game 5.
InSec continues to clear out vision. It continues to be placed again though at the back, and we heard from the analyst there's Lee Sin's so great because she can get that Sightstone in there that helps you out, you and your team. Don't really do that on Kha'Zix unless you're apparently LoveLing, and they've been struggling for vision. He's gone for a Sightstone.
Oh, man drop coming in. InSec delivery on the Cloud. He gets blown up. Cola's going to be the next target. Where will they go? Will they just turn and bait them towards that Baron? It's still risky because OMG have a lot in their arsenal with the Orianna Shockwave and of course the Rumble Equalizer, but they're not going to get drawn into it. They're not going to go heavy. It was only the support they caught out, so Star and Royal Club starting out the Baron.
2 squishiest members are inside the Baron pit tanking it though. Face check!
Oh, flash on Sun! Just gets away.
Close though, and Korn on the top side was keeping LoveLing and Gogoing away from any engagement, and Royal Club can just go back and do
bottom lane though, doing some work for them.
Yeah, bottom lane's pushed up. There's going to be 2 waves on that inner turret. Royal Club going to do a loop around to the top of this red buff. Can they catch OMG out? LoveLing going to throw in. They are going to dive towards LoveLing. There's the Equalizer going down. Cloud will throw his Monsoon into the party, but I'm not sure it's enough. Uzi gets one. He's now unstoppable. Gogoing will be locked up. Double kill. Triple kill here for Uzi. Can he get more?
He's going huge. Calls in there. Will they give him another? No! InSec takes it away, but it is a 4-0 to Royal Club. The game is in their palms right now. They are looking at the World Championship Finals as they move on to Baron.
They should easily be able to get this one too, even though LoveLing is up, Chuck way out, no vision, so no chance of stealing here. And man, InSec on this Pantheon. Yes, it is an enabler for InSec, and it's a snowball champion. It's great for him if they have a great early start. These engages over and over, constantly able to force picks. Here comes the jump into the stun, even gets the Rumble ultimate down. That ultimate from Cloud this time around, because Royal Club are so far ahead, that was actually really bad for OMG. Putting that Rise right into the middle of their team with how strong they are right now, there's no way they're coming out of that one alive.
You have to argue maybe no way they're coming out of this best of 5 alive. Royal Club have a humongous lead. We're talking almost 20,000 gold, less than 30 minutes into the game. If we look at that player camera in the bottom right, Cloud, who honestly came into this OMG team replacing Data 777 and impressed us. OMG looked like a different team when they came to the quarterfinals. They slapped Najin White Shield down 3-0. They brought this one to a game 5, but this game has just not been going their way. And maybe through no huge fault of their own, Royal Club have been playing out of their skin in game 5.
Very much delivering. And at the moment, Royal Club have it in their control. Uzi goes aggressive, forces them away. The culling goes down, and LoveLing takes a whole chunk of change damage there. That's the tower going down, and now they're onto the inhib turrets. Every single lane pushed in their advantage. They can go where they please right now. It's like a Team of Mundos.
A Team of Mundo squad with Baron buff on top of it. And once again, what would a Team of Mundos do? They would go where they please, and they would tower dive.
InSec is literally pinging.
Pumps his chest.
Behind the tower. He's going for it. He's going to dive right to the back here. The man dropped right into the face. We'll get them the first one. He's going to be cool at fourth first. Who's next on the card? They're chasing right towards the fountain. Korn not messing around here. However, San gets some heals back, trying to hold them off there with those rockets. They've lost minions as well. They have to tank it.
Well, where are they going? That's the question. Uzi's still giving Jayce on LoveLing all the way down the lane. LoveLing trying to intercept, but there's minions coming up the mid lane now. Royal Club coming around. Still 10-second death timers. It's pretty early in the game. We're only at the 30-second mark here, but this inhibitor turret is being drawn down. Korn pops the ulti, clears the wave out, and the inhib number 1 will fall as Royal Club get ever so closer to the World Championship Finals.
Royal Club once again poised to knock out OMG from the World Champ. Oh, here goes Korn though.
Oh, is it enough? The shockwave goes down. Korn can tank so much. He gets 1 kill. Can't quite get the second. The rest of it seems just like you're on your own, buddy. But 4v1, and he still gets a kill. That is how far ahead Royal Club are right now.
Cloud was like, okay, we're going to try and kill him. Actually, I might need to use my exhaust here because he's killing us. He's killing us in InSec. Meanwhile, is all on his own. Uzi around the back. The damage is absolutely insane. Double kill for Uzi. Looking like it could be a triple on the card for him. Can they chase down Kayle? Certainly will be able to, but they give it over to Uzi. His 11th kill of this game.
They're pinging the base,
going to be the base, maybe. They're pushing.
And what a way to end it. Uzi coming around the backside for a dogfight with Zan, able to get the kill, and now shoving into the base.
Well, they still have LoveLing there. Cloud is still alive as well, but they might just be fodder for Uzi to get even more kills on the board. Kayle will tank up the turret. No, he won't. They decide against it. Uzi steps forward. They're going to try and win the game right here. They got a few minions to help them as well. First Nexus turret goes down, but they're forced back.
They're falling back, but I think it's just a simple bait. Korn is coming up the mid lane right now. He's got InSec with him. Teleport coming round the side. This flanking maneuver, it's going to backfire. Uzi draws them all in. Can he get one out of it? Can he get any about it? I'm not sure. Gogoing collapses. Zero comes in, but in comes Korn. Roaming round. InSec man drop coming down. San in trouble. Tries to get away. Cool Korn's out. He gets popped. They're moving in for the final Nexus turret. Starhorn Royal Club. They're one step away from the World Final. finals.
Nexus turret is being focused right now. They're healing and trying to get out of base with those home guards on. Second Nexus turret will fall. Can Royal Club do it here? InSec going to dive a little bit deeper. They try again to heal on the fountain, but this whole time the Nexus is falling. The Nexus super low, just a couple more hits will do it. And there it is. Starhorn Royal Club take down OMG to move through to the 2014 World Championship Finals.
And that guy, Uzi, becomes the first player in the history of League of Legends to make 2 World Championship Finals, and back-to-back nonetheless.
What a way to finish, 11-1-10. Both of these teams really have delivered in front of this packed house here in Korea. What a fantastic matchup we've had. What a fantastic best-of-5 series. We expected it. Starhorn Royal Club and OMG absolutely have delivered.
That man in the middle, InSec. It's not unfair to say that people call him washed up when he went to China after failing really to find a home for himself in Korea, but this guy's going to the World Championship final here with Starhorn Royal Club. And you can see for OMG the disappointment. 2 years in a row basically knocked out by the Royal Club outfit, albeit 2 different outfits. But the man with the biggest smile on his face for Royal Club was there last year. And that is Uzi. 2 World Championships back to back. Of course, didn't win it last year. They got steamrolled by SKT in the final. Well, it'll be hard this year as well. They're up against Samsung White.
Yep. And InSec saying that he really, all that he wanted was to beat a Korean team on Korean soil. Now he's going to have to beat the best Korean team, Samsung White, in the finals. It's a very tall task, but it's such a grand stage. It will be exciting, that's for sure. If you know anything about Royal Club games, the finals will be good.
And cast your mind back to the very beginning of the tournament. All of the troubles we were hearing between Uzi and InSec. The players themselves have even said, Zero said himself, if they could understand their own language, they'd probably argue more.
They'd probably be fighting each other.
But it turns out they really have delivered. But the whole Starhorn Royal Club delivered this time around. Everybody in that team stepped up in this series.
And it's such a great story, too. After getting so far at Worlds last year, the team fell so far in the LPL, struggling from the beginning, working their way all the way back up, bringing in all these new members, forming this international team. Uzi, yeah, he started in the mid lane. They had to switch him back around, bringing in a bunch of new players, and they built themselves back to the exact same spot.
And I would argue into an even better spot. I think they look better this year than they did last year. Of course, it's hard to kind of compare apples and oranges in one way, because League of Legends right now is just a step better in, you know, just general terms and skill than it was last year, and will continue to do the same. But what a World Championship we've had up until now. We've got 1 best-of-5 left, the big final to declare a world champion. But before we get there, group stage has been absolutely amazing. Quarterfinals delivered, and this best-of-5, this second semi-final, amazing.
Amazing stuff. There's a hell of a lot to analyze, though, from this best-of-5. Starhorn Royal Club, they struggle with the split push. It's quite evident that that's shown. And looking at Samsung White, they can do that absolutely to perfection. There's a lot of work to do over this week, that's for sure, as they face Samsung White. But they step up when it counts. They came against EDG, who have dominated the Chinese seed. They take them down 3-2. They've lost twice in a best-of-5 to OMG. They come back and they win 3-2. They're resilient, that is for sure.
They've got a very tall task ahead of them. But as you can see from this series, they do not stop trying to make plays, and they will continue to try and make those plays throughout the series to come back.
And actually what I really love is the fact that they're not scared to bust new things out. They're not scared to bring Fiddlesticks Jungle in here in the semi-final of the World Championship. Pantheon in Game 5 of the semi-final of the World Champion. Brilliant stuff. Incredibly entertaining to watch. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
When you think of InSec, you don't think of scared.
No,
that's for sure.
Scared.
What a fantastic series, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to Kobe and Joe for casting this one. It has been a fantastic series. We're going to head over to Shox on stage because she is ready to talk to Star Horn Royal Club star AD carry Uzi.
Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations, Uzi. You did it. You made it to the final. How validating is it for you to be the first player in League of Legends history to make it to the World Championship final twice?
Uzi，非常恭喜你，你终于成功了，进入决赛了。你自己对你自己成为历史上唯一一个连续2次进入总决赛的选手，你自己是怎么想的？有什么感受？
我现在真的非常非常的开心，要感谢很多人，真的，我要感谢我的队友吧，他们这次真的打得非常的好。
I'm very, very happy right now, and I want to say thank you to a lot of people, especially my team members. They are doing really, really well in this game.
What exactly is it that you would tell your team right now, or that you told them right now, knowing that you were in the final last year and now you have all these new players around you that made it happen again with you?
我们想知道你想对你的队友们说什么，因为你去年的时候你也进入总决赛，现在在你身边的这些队友跟去年相比全都是全新的面孔，你有什么想跟他们说的？
非常感谢你们，让我再次又进到了决赛，非常感谢。
Thank you so much for making it happen that I'm going to be in the final again.
Tell me more about the series and specifically the daring picks from you guys. How does the fact that you guys allowed InSec to play Fiddlesticks and Pantheon reflect the amount of trust you guys have in him as a team?
我们想知道，我们注意到在比赛里面 ，InSec 自己他选择了包括像末日、包括像潘森等等之前不常出现的英雄。我们想知道你们是队伍里面是怎样给他的这个信任，来让他选择这些英雄来跟你们一起并肩作战的。
因为我们非常相信InSec的 carry 能力，所以说他选择什么英雄我们都会赞同。任何人选择什么英雄我们都会非常赞同的，只要他自己说出来。
We believe InSec can carry the whole team, so we trust him. Whichever champion he picks, we trust him a lot. And in all our team members, it's basically the same. That whenever and whichever the champion that player chooses, we trust him.
Well, that definitely shows. Last year in the final, you guys were underdogs versus SK Telecom. Now you have a formidable opponent in Samsung White. What do you take from last year's experience to make sure you can do it this time?
去年的时候，你们被 SKT 在总决赛中击败了。这次你再次回到总决赛的赛场，然后你们将面对的是强大的三星白。你觉得从去年的比赛中你学到了什么，可以带到今年的比赛中，让你们来赢得比赛？
我学到了这个游戏更看团队，就5个人都是看5个人才能取得这个游戏的胜利的。
I learned more about this game is more of a teamwork game. We only what we can trust, what we can rely on is a 5-people team. Only with that we can win the game.
Well, knowing that you are the veteran as the only person who's been in that final twice, what are you going to tell your team to prepare them for that moment next week Sunday?
你是从去年到今年唯一一个能参加总决赛的队员，你觉得你会跟你的队员来说什么，让他们更好的准备接下来的比赛？
我觉得我要跟我的队员说非常感谢他们吧，然后我也希望他们打得更好，都非常的强。
Firstly, I want to say thank you to them again, and secondly, I hope they can doing much better in the final as well.
Okay. Finally, you're not on your home turf yet. A lot of people are cheering for your team. Is there anything you want to say to all of the people here and all the people cheering for you guys back home?
我们也看到现场有很多的粉丝都在跟你们庆祝皇族的胜利，你有什么想跟他们说的？
非常感谢现场的粉丝，也感谢看直播的粉丝们，非常感谢你们。
I want to say thank you to all the players, all the audience here on site, and also all the audience in front of the computer to see us. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Uzi. We'll see you in the final. And as for us, we're going to go back over to the guys at the desk.
Thank you very much, Shox. Congratulations to Uzi. Guys, excuse me a second. I need to have a bit of a rant here. So, with that win, Star Horn Royal Club set themselves up to face Samsung White in the World Championship Finals next week. As an interesting note here, Samsung White holds the record for a win with the largest gold difference at 25,000 gold at 28 minutes. Royal Club holds the record for a win with the largest gold deficit, being 9,000 gold down. Now, if that isn't a David and Goliath matchup, Monte Cristo, I don't know what is. Just before we give Doublelift the moment to shine, this is a team that also has the third highest gold lead. The game they just won, 23,500 gold lead. It's the third highest at Worlds. The only person that predicted this victory correct was Doublelift. and 50% of the fans at home. Double care to gloat?
Yeah. To all the naysayers and to Crepo, Monty, and Freak, you guys are all trash.
To be fair, I did predict the fans to win.
Hey, I mean, this is just the worst thing ever because this is only fuel for Doublelift's delusions that a team centered around an AD carry can actually make the world final.
I'm not listening.
Which is true, by the way.
I'm not listening.
Hey,
it worked.
AD carry point,
what up,
man.
baby?
And I
I'm all
have to
on your
say,
side.
I made a terrible, terrible error. I actually disobeyed my own rule by betting against Korean players, and I feel so damn stupid for doing it now.
Man, you did it in the quarterfinals.
I know.
You did it in the semifinals. I thought you would learn your lesson.
What the hell is wrong with me? But at least we have the most Korean players in the finals that we've ever had at Worlds.
You should feel bad because you were wrong. Just to give you guys a note, we will be talking about this in a moment. The World Final teams are actually going to flip a coin to determine who will get to choose starting sides in the World Championship. We are looking live at the Summoners Cup, and of course we're going to be using the 500 Korean won coin just for interest's sake. Winner will be picking sides 1, 3, and 5. Those are the game numbers. Loser will be picking sides for games 2 and 4. We've got Dandy from Samsung White and Uzi from Starhorn Royal Club, as well as a Borson flipping the coin. Let's see what the result is. We'll hear that answer in a moment or two. It looks like Uzi has won, I believe. We'll get that confirmed in a second. Teams will have until 11:59 a.m. on Thursday, October 16th, to submit their picks to us in terms of which side choice they want. Last year, Royal Club opted to go red side against SK Telecom T1K. It backfired tremendously. Well, Starhorn did win it, so they will be picking 1, 3, and 5. They lost 3-0, and Malphite was terrible. Nobody can argue that.
Hey, Malphite's won some games. I believe in the rock solid.
Let's get back to this game. I've been waffling for long enough. Let's talk about this matchup. Freak, you were talking about Cool. I think he choked in Game 5. His shockwaves were not on point, and the rest of the team was performing quite well.
It was really unfortunate. Yeah, Cool's the guy I was going to look at. He had a really bad series. Couple of sombreros. There was actually one team fight in the top lane where he just didn't cast the spell. There were 3 guys on the ball.
Can't miss it.
There was multiple times when he died without ulting.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so I feel like he
missed 100% of the ones he did take that series.
That's a little hard.
It didn't work out. Right, let's quickly pull up a replay. Doublelift and Crepo, talk me through this replay. It kind of was the tipping point that gave Uzi the items he needed to win, and it summarizes the game quite well.
Yeah, I think this exemplifies the way just China teams meet up against you. We can roll the clip already. It is just a lot of aggression, really early.
It's chaos. It's just pure chaos.
Slightly controlled chaos. There's certain beauty. Zero plays well though. That hook lands on Sand, they burst him immediately. TP comes in, so they disengage, and then somehow magically the rest of the team comes down and mayhem ends.
Communication error right here. InSec kind of walks into 2 people without knowing that they're there. That should have been communicated by what's his face? Enemy mid. Close mid.
Corn.
Haha.
There you go, I got you.
However, look at the turn. Zero again gets his teammates out with Lantern, then procs the hook, goes in again, and goes for the counter. And the sombrero.
Oh, that
Rumble actually levels up to 6, but
yeah, also, the ult wasn't very good, even though he did hit 6 in the middle of that fight.
I mean, it's also a TP you don't take. As soon as that person dies, you have, at best, a 4v5, basically. Like, there's no reason to take that battle. Like, just go push something out. Like, it's one thing I've noticed with Chinese LoL is they react to something by doing the same thing against them instead of taking something elsewhere across the map, right? In Game 3, you had the team fight comp, and they wouldn't split push against it.
It's really hard to argue. If you look at the Koreans, the reason why a lot of their TPs are so good is because they do it immediately without hesitation, and then they just play the game, whatever happens next. I don't think there's time enough for him to assess that situation to see what happens.
Stop it.
Also,
he died before TP finished, of course.
If both Ori and Rumble didn't whiff their ultis, though, I think it could have been a good turnaround.
A decent turnaround.
And if Rumble had actually been 6 at the start of that fight, he would have had a crazy ulti in that tribe round.
Great, but he wasn't, so don't go.
But an Ori ulti could have made him... I mean, it's arguable. Both ways, like, I see your point.
Well, let's step back a little bit, talk about the series holistically. Starhorn Royal Club demonstrated an inability to play from behind. I'm going to exclude their 9,000 goal deficit win because I think that was more OMG making mistakes than necessarily Royal Club, winning it. But I think if they don't have a lead, they don't do well. Game 5 is maybe a good example of that. Monty, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, the Pantheon pick was very snowbally. I mean, if you get a good lead on the Pantheon, you get some items, you're just going to be able to ult into their backline for free all day. So that was a major contributor as well.
And I think if we also kind of look forward to their final against Samsung White here, one, I like the fact that they could actually handle the game without getting banned out. Lee Sin Rengar denied from InSec every game, still found good champions to play. And also, I think that as long as you put Corn on a tank in the top lane. He's going to have a much better time getting out of the early game, which is something that they will have better than like Samsung Blue had in their semifinal.
Well, hold that thought. We'll talk a little bit more about the finals in a minute or two. Crepa, I know you and I were discussing just before the game ended that Starhorn Royal Club have gone 2-0 up, then lost 2 in a row, and then won the 5th game. That twice this event already. They seem to be able to
first game, though.
Seem to be able to dig quite deep.
Yeah, I think they did the same thing.
No, yeah.
No, they lost.
Lost 1-2.
Lost on 1-2. Right. So let me
I was
rephrase.
wrong. Quick,
They've
and
gone
now
to
I
game
apologize
5.
for messing up your
They just stepped it up game 5.
They take it to game 5 and then they win. So I'm going to make a bold prediction. If Royal Club makes it to game 5, then they're going to win the series.
Well, take a look at the teams. This is the final that we will be witnessing next Sunday. It is, of course, Samsung White taking on Starhorn Royal Club. Royal Club back-to-back World Finals. Uzi, back-to-back World Final member. Monty had a beautiful line where Uzi said, we didn't win last year. Recycle these 4, give me 4 more. He's done it again.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just look forward, like I said, to the reality show for Uzi, where every year they have a contest to pick his 4 new teammates that he will then carry to the World Finals.
Let's actually talk about the final. Let's pull the championship bracket up. Remind everybody how we got to the stage where we are now. Samsung Blue losing to White in the semi-final. Royal Club beating OMG in 5 games. So it does set us up for the World Final of Samsung White versus Starhorn Royal Club next Sunday. It's a best of 5. Crepo, you and I are now aware Royal Club goes to 5 games. We'll disregard the order in which they get there.
I take blame.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Crepo, first thoughts on this matchup, on this series, after seeing Royal Club today, after seeing White yesterday?
I just want to go back to that shot. I just like that there's this epic stare down on the summer. Yeah, I'm coming for this cup.
It's a sweet cup.
Yep.
It is.
I too want one of those cups.
Well, you just got to keep playing. Just find Uzi, put him on your team, and then I figure if you can outplay.
Down to join Uzi and friends next season.
No, they don't need they don't need 280 carries. But see, this is the thing.
It doesn't matter who
this
they
is
get.
the thing, Peter. You just what you have to do is now replace CLG with 4 new members of your choosing. That is the road to the
But they got to finals last year. If we end up in relegations against this year, it just kind of fulfills the
you replace everyone but
hold up. I love you all. This is not your moment. This is Starhorn Royal Club against Samsung White.
Yeah.
And Freak, legitimately, what are you expecting from the final?
Okay. First of all, as you mentioned before, David and Goliath battle. Samsung White are still going to be gigantic favorites here. They are clearly an incredibly strong team, and just like SKT last year, they are big favorites coming in. Royal Club, I think, do have a chance to do the crazy snowballing. They're one of the better early game teams here. Uzi, still incredible. They can still peel for him. On the right kinds of champions, the players step up. InSec still mechanically very good. Corrin on the right champions actually plays really well. He's been the #2 mid in China for a long time. Had a really bad first 12 games of the tournament, and then finally did really well here in Game 5. So a difficult road, but if they step up individually, you'll see a better series than the one against Samsung Blue, and they can play from ahead.
But I do think the difference in the individual performance will have to be so big because the difference in team play and strategy is so huge already. And look at Mata, for example. If he gets rid of Thresh and Janna, Mata's champion pool is so deep that it doesn't even matter. Well, I think Zero might actually be affected there.
So Doublelift and Monty, just before we do wrap up the day, what's your take on this final and whether or not the Protect the 80 carry style can challenge White?
Oh man, just like Freak said and Crepo said, they're such underdogs. I mean, Royal Club is gonna have a hard road ahead of them, and just watching White, it is the closest to perfect I've ever seen League of Legends played. And playing perfectly, part of playing perfectly is having perfect communication, because no one player can see everything, right? You can only look at whatever is on your screen. And Royal Club clearly has some communication problems when they rely on smart pings, they don't all speak the same language. Yes, they made it to finals, but communication, if that breaks down at any point, it's just going to be really hard to come back.
And very final thoughts, Monty, before we do roll forward.
Yeah, I think that that individual, just player by player, they're not going to be as far behind. Of course, Looper's been playing amazingly, as has Gogoing, and we did see at some points Cola have some problems during this series, and I think those problems are going to come again. And with the kind of better lane swap and better map tactics, as well as the deeper champion pools on Samsung White, Royal, it's an uphill battle.
It is definitely an uphill battle, one that we'll be discussing this week as we prepare for that final next week. Guys, we do have one more thing we need to get covered here, because there were 33 different champions played over the last 2 days here in Seoul, but instead of choosing a lineup of the most popular choices, we've decided to put together a well-executed poke comp-styled champions, which played exceptionally well within their roles. So I'd like once again to ask our analysts, who would your roster be based on these semi-final games, that MVP roster we've done for each of the stages? Freak, I'm going to start with you in the top and the jungle. If you can list them off and give me some points as to why.
Yeah, so first off, Rumble. Rumble's been awesome. Long as you hit the ultimates, you have ways of winning the team fights. It works with the rest of the combos. We unveil it, but he's a good, like, oh my god, a team fight, let's hit some buttons, as well as pushing people off turrets. Second champion, or second role here, jungle, Rengar. Rengar has been absolutely incredible this week. We see him when he's played well. InSec getting it banned all 5 games against him. Dandy, incredible in champion as well. You set a team up early on with someone like Rengar, and you can carry it through very easily.
Yeah, for me too, if we go into the mid lane, like, you got to take Jayce here. Cool did well on it. We saw a ton of it in the last semifinal. So versatile in terms of his ability to poke, and also just a great skirmisher in that hammer stance. He does a ridiculous amount of damage on his tier power spike.
Yeah, completely agree.
For AD carry, probably Corki. He's just incredibly solid all-around champion. He never really falls off except for super late game 5-6 items, and you hardly ever see games go that way. I especially think in the finals, games will be decided in like 30 to 35 minutes, maybe even less. So Corki never really gets to fall off. He's just incredible in all situations.
So, and if we're running a poke comp and we have double lift on Corki, he might get caught, so we'll need some peel and disengage. I'm going to go with Janna. I think Janna was a top tier pick alongside Thresh in this tournament, and this pretty much rounds up the comp.
It really, really does. It's a comp we've seen actually pretty similarly over the last 2 days. You can actually pick up that MVP semi-final bundle in the store right now. It does include skins that have been used by the World Championship players, and quite a few of those have actually been the reason that these teams are in the World Championship final. Of course, we will remain here in Seoul, South Korea, as the Warriors from Samsung White and Starhorn Royal Club meet in the Sangam World Cup Stadium next Sunday for the 2014 World Championship final.
biggest stomps of all of the worlds.
Starhorn Royal Club take down OMG to move through to the 2014 World Championship Finals.
Well, that epic battle for the Summoners Cup takes place 1 week from today. The finals will begin at 3 p.m. local time with a 30-minute pre-game show. Then it is a special opening ceremony with traditional Korean elements, the introduction of the teams, as well as a live performance of Warriors by Imagine Dragons. After that, the action starts as the finalist battle on the Rift for the right to join Fnatic, Taipei Assassins, and SK Telecom T1K as world champions. Once the Summoners Cup is awarded, stick around as we celebrate the winning team with fireworks, music, and an extended post-game show. So guys, mark your calendars for Sunday, October 19th at 8 a.m. Central European Summertime. Or if you're in the Pacific time zone, that will actually start up on your streams at 11 p.m. on Saturday, October 18th. The full schedule and more World Championship information is all available at lolesports.com. Be sure to check it out, especially for times in your time zone. Guys, that wraps up things for the final series of the knockout stage, but we will be with you again very, very soon as we head to the World Championship. Until then, I'd like to once again thank all of our analysts here on the desk and for the rest of the entire World's broadcast team. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Seeing matches like this that are two teams that know each other really, really well.
This is going to be a really, really interesting one to watch.
InSec's going to go down, Zero in trouble. They're going to keep on diving the turret, but
Uzi still fighting back. He will go down. It's a double attack. Solid victory in game 1 for OMG. There's going to be the shroud. Oh, he caught Karthus out. The equalizer splits the team.
Cole is low on the back, but he turned it around. And it's Royal Club that win game number 2.
Uzi could go in deep. That's gone down.